So, without further ado, I would please like to invite our first speaker, Nicole Lynch from the University of Sydney, who's going to be speaking about conservation of the native quoll. Thank you, Nicole.
Yes, hi. I will just share my screen. Yeah, hi, I'm Nicole. I'm a PhD student with the University of Sydney, and I'm doing a bit of work with spotted-tailed quolls. All right, so for those who don't know, quolls are marsupial carnivores. There are actually 6 species of quolls, and 4 of them are endemic to Australia. Spotted-tailed quolls are the largest of the quoll species. They are found in eastern Australia, on both the mainland and in Tasmania. There's actually 2 subspecies, or currently 2 recognized subspecies. There's one up in the north end of Australia there, and then there's also a mainland and Tasmanian population of the other. They are an endangered species. How what they're doing kind of varies throughout the range. They face a number of threats, including habitat loss, fragmentation and degradation, predation by, competition with, and sometimes predation by introduced predators, human-wildlife conflict. They are known to kill people's chickens and sometimes other animals as well, and road mortality. Something that is vital to their conservation is actually accurate estimates of the distribution and status of quoll populations. But to do that, first we need to be able to find them. So typical of carnivores, quolls have large home ranges. They are naturally rare and sometimes detection can actually be as low as 1 individual per 100 trap nights. So what can we do about this? How can we improve detection? Well, traditionally, quoll surveys use food lures, but with some species, non-food odor lures can actually be more effective. Predators in particular are often interested and attracted to the odor of other predators. So for example, some studies in New Zealand found that they've got some ferrets, which are dominant predators, and stoats, which are subordinate predators. And when adding odor of ferrets to a food lure, stoats are actually easier to detect. So why might that be? Why might an animal be interested or wanting to approach something that smells like a threat? Well, odor plays a crucial role in the web of information that animals use to assess their environments. Odor can provide information about food, friends, and foes. Which of these bits of information are most important to an animal depends on their current motivations. So for example, animals might be hungry, they might be looking for mates, or they might be interested in the activities of threats and competitors. So this brings me to my study. My first aim, which I've nearly finished with, is to test if using a variety of lures that will provide different types of information and therefore appeal to different motivations, actually detect a greater number of quolls. So for this, I've been using chicken wings, which are a typical lure for quoll surveys, as well as some quoll odor and dingo odor. My second aim is to attempt to quantify the attraction radius of the most effective lure. So that is, try to figure out how close quolls have to travel to a lure before they'll smell it and then go to it. So for this, I've actually been putting GPS collars on quolls that are set for 5-minute fixes. So that means every 5 minutes, they'll be recording the location of that quoll. My ability varies among individual quolls. So here I am particularly interested in whether or not there is actually a relationship between personality traits of quolls and their likelihood of being detected. To do this, I've been trialing 3 different techniques of measuring personality. I've been trialing the handling bag test, which we affectionately know as the wriggle test. So to do that, once I get a quoll out of trap into a handling bag, I hold the handling bag up in the air for a minute and see how much of that time they spend wriggling. I've used this quite successfully in the past to to establish personality traits in wild rats. The second test that I'm trialing with the quolls is the arena test, where I put them in this contraption here. As you can see, there's multiple different levels. There's food on each level. And then I use or a camera to video their behavior for 5 minutes. And this has been really good for establishing personality traits with brush-tailed opossums. So we're curious to see how it works with quolls. And the final test that I'm trialing with Quoll is known as least. And you might notice here that there's actually a meter ruler on the log. And then we just time how long it takes when we get their nose out of the bag to when they move a meter away. So that's what I've been doing. And I'd just like to say thank you very much to the Society for helping with my work.